Xabi Alonso, expected to be coming in at Real Madrid to take charge of this
Yes,
summer's
sir.
Club World Cup and Real Madrid's duties there.
New
2
coach.
weeks before the kickoff to the Club World Cup. That would be his first challenge in just a couple
Chat,
of weeks.
we don't even need, the thing is, we don't even need a lot. We don't want to ask, my opinion, I don't want Xabi to do it like way too much. Like, he don't need to do too much. We just need a little structure. That's it. That's all we need, bro. Structure, and just when the players are lost, just help them out. That's all we need.
To get this side ready
You're
for
not
this,
getting
because
paid
as
to
we
play
know,
Madrid.
Real Madrid are expected to play every competition and win every competition that they feature in. Let's welcome in Frank Leboeuf and Jan Agerfiosov to talk more about this. And I will start with you, Jan, because we all know what a wonderful job
5 cents?
Xabi Alonso has done at Bayer Leverkusen. But Real Madrid is a completely different beast. How do you see things going for him, knowing that this could be his first tournament that he'll be expected to do well in and only have a few weeks to get to grips with his side?
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that he's like, he has like a month to just get the team ready is kind of crazy. But because I wasn't a big fan of that, him going straight into the Club World Cup. But if you think about it, so the Club World Cup go from like June 14th to like July 13th. Then the players got like 2-3 weeks. Then La Liga start August 15th. So it makes sense for him to come early and get all the training sessions, get some film on the players and everything. Just to just to gather information on the players, how we're gonna play and everything. So it do make sense. I thought it was gonna fuck stuff up, but like nah. To think about it, it make a lot of sense. I said Adrian. It's Turkey. Shut the fuck up, bro. I think it's bad because it is bad, bro. Because you got like a 3-week break, and we already have hella injuries. But bro, that's how FIFA scheduled the shit. So you kind of have to make it work. That's why we can't sell nobody like that, because we need the depth.
Well, he came to Leverkusen as an inexperienced coach, and he's had a success there, winning the Bundesliga last season, of course. And he's coming to Real Madrid with lack of experience, because he's a young.
But I mean, lack of experience, bro. He's been at Leverkusen for 3 years. I don't think that's lack, and he's won the league there. So like, when do you expect at the time for him to jump? So it's like,
young man, but somehow because he was a
next year, no, yeah, bro, no, there's no break at all, bro. So that's why you gotta have your squad gotta be deep so you can rotate.
Great player. We think he's been around for forever. So he has in Leverkusen, of course, is more calm. It's not the pressure. They are a challenger. He's coming to Real Madrid and have to do it from day one. Having said that, when you've seen how he's worked in Leverkusen, and as you know him as a player, when you meet him, he's a guy that can do big things for Real Madrid. They've done that before. They did that with Zinedine Zidane. Yes, bro, a different personality.
We just need a little bit of direction. That's it. We don't need an overhaul. We don't need an overhaul, bro. We just need a little bit of direction.
But at that time as well, that was a success.
So
I have no worry for Alonso. He knows what he's doing. And I think this is a wonderful signing of Real Madrid.
What kind of personality does he have then, Jan, coming into a club like this? Obviously, it's a club he knows well.
Yes, he knows every club. I mean, he could go to Liverpool and he could go to Bayern Munich, and he's been there before. So respected all over the football world. But what I of course didn't play against him. But when I've done interviews with him, when you are around him, he has this calmness. He has this thing that when you talk to him, he's there. He sees you. I've spoken to players who work with him in Leverkusen, and he's the same as a leader there. Having said that, there is big demands. This is a world-class player going into coaching, and sometimes for former players, it's hard because you have the same demands on your players that you used to have on yourself as a football player. And I guess that's some of the challenges, but he has coped with that well at Leverkusen, and he goes from there as a folk hero, and he goes to Real Madrid being saluted by the fans of Leverkusen. And I'm not talking about Trent now, not getting it.
We will be talking about Trent soon. Don't you worry about that, of course. But let me talk to you, Frank, about how he's going to deal with Kylian Mbappe and what his first meeting should be like with this player, because we've seen Mbappe
not gonna lie.
in the past. He's butted heads before with Luis Enrique.
Bro, no way you can't get him to at least press a little bit. I think the right coaches gotta tell him, bro, you have to run, bro. You have to run. Not even a lot. Just run a little bit. We just need you to run a little bit, and it makes everything work. You're telling me that this nigga don't have no Champions Leagues, and he was itching for one. You can't tell him to run a little bit just to win. I think the right coach can get out of him. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
At PSG, he's done the same with Didier Deschamps with the France national team. How should Xabi Alonso approach this relationship with this new player for him?
It's complicated because, as you mentioned, some others have tried to change him, and we are talking about Luis Enrique, we are talking about Carlo Ancelotti, two of the best coaches in the world, and the message didn't pass through. So it's why I say it's complicated. But somehow somebody will have to make sure they will get it, otherwise. It will disappoint everybody. I mean, when Mbappe signed for Real Madrid, we knew that he will have to change his way of thinking the football, and that's not only about statistics, not only about scoring goals, because he scores goal, and we don't complain about that, but we complain about the behavior. We complain about the fact that he doesn't know how to help his teammates. And Xabi Alonso,
bro, just cook the man. If he has bro, no way you just went on ChatGTP and just fucking asked him to do that for you, bro. His vibe, technical genius, cheerleader, think Pep Mourinho, 1303. Bro, chat. This man speaks he's a ChatGTP demon, bro. Look what this man just did. This man went on ChatGTP and asked ChatGTP what type of coach is Xabi Alonso going to be, and this is what he came up with. This man says Xabi sees a lot. It's kind of scary how he typing like ChatGPT typing like that, bro. That shit kind of scary. I ain't gonna lie. This man funny as shit.
Alonso is maybe the one who can persuade him to do so. He will have to do so. They will have to change something, otherwise Real Madrid won't be successful. Again, like this season where we see
Mbappe, you gotta play defense, bro. Just a little bit.
As him,
it's a tiny bit.
Vinicius Junior will have to do the job as well. And
okay, let's stop this narrative. This narrative that Vinny don't play defense or Vinny don't press. Vinny will do it if you tell him to do it. If you don't tell him to do it, he's not gonna do it. Like Vinny has been pressing the previous years, bro. I don't know what happened this year. Ancelotti told him don't press, but Vinny presses, bro. Come, let's stop that narrative, bro.
Be some others. Maybe Jude Bellingham will have to be more involved in the middle of the park for other things. So, but it's going to be complicated. It's going to be a hard discussion. With Kylian Mbappe. But again, the message has to go through.
How do you think that will go, Xabi?
Bro, I hate you, bro.
I'm not sure. I'm like Frank.
I hate you, bro.
Just not quite sure what to expect from Kylian Mbappe and the role that he plays. Now, listen, the usual measure of thumb for strikers.
I'm not gonna lie, Xabi's gonna have to adjust a little bit though, because it's not the same team.
Asked about their defensive duties, what they contribute in that.
This is a whole different skill set of a team, bro.
Mbappe scores goals. That's there for all to see. But just in terms of
give me more followers, Meek, since you use fucking ChatGTP.
That's the ask here. I know there are ways, I guess, you can try to minimize that damage, and the World Cup final after Deschamps took off Giroud, he kind of moved Mbappe closer to the middle, and that took away any need for him to play defense, certainly in the wide areas. But you didn't see that over the course of a longer season, even with Luis Enrique at PSG. Even after they sold on Lionel Messi and Neymar, and Kylian Mbappe was the lone big star in, I'll say in inverted commas, and the team built around him not tracking back cost PSG at the highest level. And you just wonder if that's going to be the case again for Real Madrid. And now, while there's a lot of discussion,
I don't think him tracking back, not tracking back this year caused it. But I mean, we could talk about that.
Around Xabi Alonso, his preferred formation, how that's going to work. Whichever way you look at it, you've got two players in Mbappe and Vinicius Junior who have similar preferences in drifting out on the left and who similarly defending as all
That's
strikers
not
are,
true,
isn't
bro.
second nature to them. So
That's
how
not
do
true,
you
bro.
kind of cater
Vinny,
to that?
Vinny defends.
That's a big ass one that Carlo Ancelotti couldn't get right. One that Xabi Alonso is going to be expected to address and address from day one.
Yeah, let's take a look at a possible formation, Jan, if we can, with Xabi Alonso. We know with Leverkusen he's like to play a 3-5-2. We've put one together here with Trent Alexander-Arnold there in the wing-back position. Obviously, you can make comparisons under Xabi Alonso here to Jeremy Frimpong, but the two of them have different styles. It's different profiles.
Yeah, but it's different. It's a different team.
So how will Xabi adapt to Trent, and how will Trent?
Okay, chat. I had a crazy what you call it? Thought like that before I went to sleep the other night. I don't know how good Trent can play a right center back. What do y'all think? He's not a good defender at all, so I don't think it'll work. But Trent here, I might want to play Valverde here and play Arda right here, or move play a 10 and play Rodrigo at 10, or even the wing back. I don't know if Rodrigo would be willing to play wing back. I see a lot of people like move him over here to play wing back. I don't know how he would feel about it, but we'll see.
Trent to adapt to Xabi if it were to be like this?
Yeah, and I guess that is a big challenge for like Alonso. That's why I pointed out that he's coming there with not the biggest experience as a coach. For Trent Alexander-Arnold, he has to adjust as well.
Exactly.
With Alonso, he can play a 3-5-2. Sometimes that could go into a 5-3-2. And there's also talking about will he go on a I would say a flat quote.
Chat, I'm not gonna lie. I don't like the what you call it. This is probably me, but I don't like 3 in the back. It just doesn't look right to me. I don't know why. It looked weird, bro, to play 3 in the back. It's just I would not want to play 3 center backs. It's not a thing that I want to do. I ain't gonna lie.
4-4-2. So there are different
That's
things.
me,
but
that's
I think
me.
that Alonso needs to adapt quick. He knows that. In Leverkusen, he took over a team that were in the bottom of the league. It's a good time to come to Madrid. But if you compare these,
Trent might be better defensively a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Trent might be a little bit defensively. Just Frimpong runs more.
two players with Frimpong, he has more the short passer. He's more the dribbler. He's a 1-against-1. But as you can see, in terms of goals and assists, he is the real deal. But he's not the quarterback kind of player that Alexander-Arnold was. So you gain something and you lose something. But I think that Frimpong, I just spoke before I came on a local journalist in Leverkusen, and he said that is more or less clear. So let's see if my sources this time are good. He got a clause of 35 to 40 million euro, and it seems that he will be on his way.
Okay, well, let's talk about how you think that he'll have to adapt here, Frank, talking to a defender that you played as, when it does come to getting this back line right.
Well, depending on the personnel that he had and the individual that he's going to be using, and but you know that you need to reinforce. But you can talk about all the lines, because the midfielders as well have been quite absent at some point, and you don't replace some players like Kroos, and you don't replace.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Everyone needs to stop bringing Kroos up, bro. Like we just gotta figure it out. Stop bringing him up. It's Kroos. Like, bro. Let's get it over with and let's adapt, bro. We can't always play like that. The guy's retired. There's barely any players like him in the world. So we're gonna have to find a way to figure it out. Come on, bro.
The back players like Cavaral. So those players, well, for Cavaral in that case will be back. So maybe not at his best. We're gonna wish him the best, but we don't know. So it's gonna be a long season. It's gonna be a squad that you have to use. We put a lineup like that, but that could change. But definitely they would have to work harder. They would have to talk to each other. Yeah. They would have to be more involved. I mean, the strengths of Real Madrid lately, because they played with Ronaldo at front, and Ronaldo wasn't defending, but they were so strong in the middle of the park. They were so strong defensively. They had a mentality of winners, and they lost that this season. So Xabi Alonso will have to also work psychologically to make sure those players, they're ready to change the result.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this whole year has been all mental and like giving directions to the players. And I feel like that's what Ancelotti hasn't been doing. He's just been letting them just go out there and figure it out on their own, which is like sometimes good, but like sometimes these players, like Ronaldo and them, they're like the best players in the world, like real mature. Like these players, they're kids, bro. Like most of them are kids. Like you gotta like help them figure shit out.
To change a bad game to a crazy ending with a win, like they used to do for like 3-4 years with Carlo Ancelotti. That's the spirit and the core of Real Madrid. They will have to go back to that, and it starts with how you work with the defense, how you make it solid.
It helps so much
the best
that
goalkeeper in the world.
Xavi used to play for us too.
He saved them, and Xhaka can talk about that. He saved him so many times, almost every game, but he wasn't enough. And he cannot be not enough with a goalkeeper like that. So you have to change something. And first for me is the mentality of how to defend well.
So working as a team, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Xabi Alonso, is this going to be enough to take that title back from Barcelona?
I'm not sure, and of course Barcelona will have their own say in that. Let me just say, and the
Yeah,
more
they're
I
not just
see
gonna lay down and
Madrid
let us
play
win.
over the course of this season, the more I recognise the importance of Dani Carvajal. Now, when Carvajal went down injured, I hold my hands up. Frank said this is a huge blow to. I'm like, he's a right back, Frank.
No.
How
It was
important
really
could
bad.
he be to Real Madrid's
Very
success?
important.
But the more you see Real Madrid play, and then
Vasquez was
when
out
we
there,
put that
bro.
full screen up as to what maybe Xabi Alonso's starting 11, if they played a back three, come back five, and you look at the importance of those wing backs, as we had it was Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right, Mendy on the left. Even if Frimpong comes in, now there's a lot of work that's going to be asked of both those
Frimpong. We're not buying Frimpong. What the fuck?
wing backs. As again, whether it's Trent Alexander-Arnold or Frimpong or Mendy on the other side.
We're not buying Frimpong. I don't
But
know
the thing that
where
jumps out
came
at
from.
me with all three of those is while they're great going forward, while they cover an awful lot of ground, between the three of them, I don't think they're the best defensively. Which
But, okay.
brings me right back.
No. I disagree. Because look, Trent doesn't really have to drop back into this position. So when we play, it can go back four like this. Starting from Mendy, Rudiger, Asensio, then Militao. That's the back four. Then Trent can move into like this role over here where you can make him cover and not like, you can hide him a little bit, but he's going to have to play defense, but not like the focus of it. Then Tchouaméni just dropped to help him. Low key, they can both drop to be the double pivots, and when they attack, the shape just change. I think that'll be better.
To Dani Carvajal. And again,
Bro, shut up, bro.
as the season played out, more and more I understood Frank's initial concern with when Carvajal went down, how this would impact Real Madrid. You need somebody who has those legs, granted, but you need somebody who can defend. And I'm not sure any of those three options on both sides fits that bill.
W Vito.